Hey guys, so for my final speech, the habit I chose was zoning out in a conversation. The reason why I zone out in conversations, well, I guess there's a couple reasons. The main reason why I'll zone out in a conversation is if I'm talking to somebody and something they say strikes me as being false or I blatantly know it's a lie, I start to zone out right away just because I know the rest of the conversation is probably going to be filled with lies. Or so I assume. And that's a habit that I've been working on since about Module 2. And one of the things I've noticed since trying to work on that habit is people tend to correct themselves in the conversation if they realize what they said was false. Maybe it's the look on my face when they say it. My expression might give away the fact that I don't believe what they're saying. And it's just not fair to the person that is conversating with you to just zone them out. And unfortunately, I do this a lot. And I have been trying to work on that. That's something that I've been trying to work with. And my wife's been really good about letting me know when I'm doing it, because she can tell right away when I am just zoning out into la la land. I guess I get that blank look in my face, which a lot of people say is always there. So that's definitely something I've been working on. And I would say in the continuum of the habit from least desirable, like I said, least desirable would be, I may miss something important in the conversation, or I may miss the opportunity to let the person correct themselves in that conversation. And I'll give you an example. The other day, I was talking with another driver at work at one of my jobs, and he was telling me that, to deliver to this customer, you had to go a certain way into the warehouse and ring a certain bell because there's two sides to the building. And I know for a fact I've delivered to this customer hundreds of times, and I have not done anything he said. So what I perceive to be false information would normally let me just zone right away from the conversation. But I didn't. I stayed in the conversation. I kept eye contact with him. I let him know that I'm listening by, replying to things that he said. And towards the end of the conversation, he actually corrected himself, and he said, "You know what? I don't think that's the customer I'm thinking about. I think that's another customer," which made sense because what he was saying was totally false. So that's the least desirable, is that you may miss an opportunity to let them correct themselves. You may miss important information. And, if you're conversating with a loved one or a friend, it probably makes them feel bad that you're just not there in the conversation. You're not listening to them. You're not being attentive and giving them the respect back that they're giving you. So that's where I would say the least desirable would fall on that continuum. Where I am with it, somewhere in the middle right now. I would say I'm focusing more on not zoning out away from the conversation and allowing them to correct themselves if they feel the need to. So that's where I am in the middle, I would say, because the most desirable part of that on the continuum would be to just stay in the conversation and not let it affect me. Don't let it bother me. If they say something false, well, maybe they don't think it's false, or maybe I'm wrong and it's not false. It's completely correct. So that would be the most desirable part on the continuum. So going on that, I think that's an important habit to try and fix on my part. And I would say that most of the time, since realizing that I do that, most of the time I will start to pay closer attention in the conversation and not let it distract me. So that's my continuum example. And I would say, as far as letting people know that what I perceive to be incorrect, is incorrect or correct, it's not a big deal. Unless it's directly affecting me or something I'm doing, it's really not a big deal. I gotta just learn to let it roll off my chest and just listen. It doesn't take much effort to sit there and listen to somebody conversate. You're sitting there right now watching my video, and what I'm saying may or may not intrigue you, but you're sitting there watching it because, well, you have to review me. So I would say that's where I am right now on that habit. And, I think that's about it. I think I covered everything from the syllabus for this, hopefully, since it's the final speech. And just want to say that the course has been great. I've enjoyed all the feedback. I think it's been a really good group of people here. And I'm really happy I took this course. And hopefully I continue with some of the traits that I've learned from it. And hopefully you do too, and that it helps you, in the future. And, well, that's it. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year's, and good luck on the rest of your journey to your, whether it be a diploma or certificate or what have you. So, best of luck, everybody. Thanks for listening.